is Light and Bone Tarot, and you are watching my channel. Thank you 100 million times over for being here. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much for letting me read for you. This is a couples reading, and the title is How to Reignite the Passion. So, I mean, what do I know about your relationship and how to put passion back into it? Nothing. But I am going to turn over these cards that Spirit has a hand on, and hopefully they just give some insight that speaks to you and your dynamic and might be able to help, just might give you an idea or something. So let's get into this and see if it helps or if it's interesting. But yeah, take everything I say with a bit of a grain of salt. Let's have fun with it and see if it helps in any way, because it might be something that helps your relationship or your dynamic, or just be a little something you needed. So here we are. We have 4 beautiful crystal cards, and I'll tell you the name of each one when we get to, but I'm going to zoom in on them when we get to your pile. But please pick your crystal card, and that'll be your pile. And I have these lovely oracle cards, and we'll kick each reading off with, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here, for just visiting my channel, for landing here, stopping a minute, and letting me read for you. I sincerely want to thank you. So, okay, now that I've got that out of the way, we're going to get into your reading. This is a couples reading, and the topic is how to reignite the passion. So I'm going to do my best to interpret these cards and just give some insight as to how you might just, I don't know, get a spark back or get back to something that feels exciting and new. Just some little antidote for bringing some passion back. And for pile 1, this is Agate, one of my favorite cards of the whole deck. I'm not going to invest too much in what this card means, probably because I don't know what it means enough to get into, but it is lovely and it is beautiful, and something about this brought you here. So, and then I assigned an elemental oracle card to each, oh my goodness, crystal card. And to me, I'm going to say this is kind of your energy. This is you in a nutshell in this relationship. And this card is wildness, electricity. And I will say this is a fire card, and this is very, very much a passionate card. There is something wild and electric, untamed. There's kind of this like fire that comes from within. And this makes me think that the passion in your relationship, in your dynamic, I'm not going to say that you drive it. I think your partner is just totally crazy about you, and I have no reason to think they're not incredibly passionate about you. But I think that they're passionate about this piece that's within you, about not only how your mind works, but just you. Like there's this, like you almost just pull them in from your core. There's something within you that just draws your partner to you. And I would say if the passion feels like it's lost or it's been waning, or there's anything just kind of like not totally connected between the two of you, it might be because you have kind of lost, I don't want to say lost your way, but like you might be a little bit off. And I have a feeling this reading is going to go in the direction of you tapping back into your passion, and then feeling the result of that kind of come back towards your partner. And I've never done a reading like this before. I've done couples readings before, but I haven't done this topic. And I didn't know how this would go. But for you, it's not like I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, try this. Maybe this will ignite passion. Try a night out, drink this wine. Like that's not necessarily where I see this going. I see this more about like helping you kind of get back to your center and sort of ignite this wildness, this just like rekindle this fire within yourself. And maybe that can help with the passion in your dynamic. So if this sounds like it might be interesting for you to at least hear this perspective, then let's see where we're going with this. My dog's in here and she makes so many sounds I can't even. So if you hear, I don't know, she was just, anyway. Okay, so, okay, I want to see, in a relationship setting, I want to see you in 3 cards, and this is going to help me kind of get into this. So we've got Justice, we've got Strength, and we have the 3 of Wands. So, I mean, just these 2 major arcana cards coming up. I do think you're, I do, I do think you're like the structure of this relationship. There's something, I would say that your partner probably worships you in a way, like you're just this, you're kind of his goddess, his queen. And I say his, it can absolutely be her, but I just default to that. So, excuse me if it's the other way around, but, I would say you're like their soulful person. And you are strong, but I think you also give the energy to this dynamic. I just get this feeling that your partner kind of worships you, and I think they look to you, and they look to you for structure. That you are kind of the structure, the backbone of this relationship. It's almost like if you like something, your partner likes it. If you don't like something, your partner doesn't like it. If you feel strongly about something, they're either going to feel that way or they're going to at least look into it. And I don't at all think that they're weak. I don't think that like they are your puppet on a string. That's not it at all. There's just something like you're their queen, you're their goddess, and they really want to please you. They want to make you happy, and they really do want they want your fire, your internal fire, to be roaring. And if it's not, I think it can offset the balance of your whole dynamic. And I think if anything's upset, and this doesn't mean like things are falling apart with you guys or you don't have what you have, like, it doesn't mean any of that. I'm just saying that if there's this one little piece that's off, even if it's off by a hair, I think it's because something within you is complicating. There's an issue you need to work on. There's a part of your life that feels a little blah or stagnant, and this is kind of throwing off the dynamic. And I'm sure your partner wants to help. They want to understand what's going on with you, what's off, how they can help you, but I don't think you're necessarily talking to them about this or letting them in. I think it's something you're trying to solve on your own. So I just see you as being this very, very strong, almost like independent piece of this dynamic where, yeah, I don't know that I was gonna say, I don't know that I see you like if something's wrong or off. I don't know that I see you going to your partner with these issues. Like you almost work them out yourself. I think you're more than willing, and I think a big part of this is you talking to them about what's going on with them, you helping them. But I just don't know that it's your place to like look for help or ask for help or let on about what's bothering you, like mentally or physically. And in general, I think you self-soothe, you self-correct, you course correct. I think you're very good at like maintaining your own little checks and balances. And this is kind of the Justice card. I think you maintain a very, very solid and core balance. I think you're balanced. I don't think if you are crazy, you're crazy in a fun, sexy way. You're not crazy in this like genuinely off way. And what do I mean by that? Like whether you're crazy or not isn't the point. You want to be balanced. Okay. So even if you are crazy, and crazy is a negative word, like let's say you actually do have a chemical imbalance, and I would not apply the word crazy to that, but let's say there is something kind of chaotic about you at times, you know how to keep things in check for yourself. So I would just say there's this great sense of balance that I think you have, and you're always there for your partner, for them to talk to you, for them to turn to you, for them to look to you for the right answers and help. But something's ever so slightly off with you, and that is throwing off this wildness, this freedom you have that comes with being like so secure and so confident and so electric. It's just not totally ignited in you at the moment. And I want to see, I know your partner feels, I don't know, but I would have a feeling that your partner feels this because they're very much in tune to you. They watch you closely. They know you, they get you, they know this is happening. And if the passion is waning a little bit, it may be because they're trying to be respectful of this phase or this episode you're dealing with. Like they're just kind of holding back a little bit and letting you kind of do you. That's another feeling I would get here. I don't necessarily know that it's you like pushing someone away or saying no or like rebuffing every attempt someone makes to get close. I just think it's that they're almost giving you this space to let you kind of like heal and do your thing, but maybe this time has gone on too long, or maybe yeah, maybe it's just time for you to address it a little bit differently. So if you're here, now that I see you, and I think I see your dynamic in this regard, let's see what you need. What do you need right now for you? I'm going to get 3 cards on that. So we've got 7 of Cups. We've got, oh my goodness, this movement of Swords. I have to think of movement. I think this is the Knight of Swords, and bear with me, they use different names here, and I haven't used this deck in a minute. Oh, I think movement is the Knight. Heart of Swords. Oh my goodness. Okay, heart has to be king. Movement. Oh my goodness. There's no pause on this. Okay. Okay, I think movement of Swords is, I think this is the Knight, and I think this is the King. Oh my goodness, I have to pause this and find out for sure. Okay, pause this reading. I'm just going to stop it and I'll be back. I'm back. Thank you very much. Okay, so the question was, what do you need? And I am going to go with movement of Swords being the Knight of Swords. So this is about, like, there's a lot here to do. Okay, we're flanked by thoughts. We basically have like dreams, wants, hopes, desires, emotions, flanked by thoughts, flanked by wanting action and wanting to feel in control of something. But something to do with how you're thinking, how you're feeling. Oh my goodness, we're just going off the rails here. Okay, so for you, and I don't even know that this has anything to do with your relationship, what you need right now, there's some kind of an outlet you need. You need either a new way. It might have something to do with your work. And in fact, I think it does. I think it has something to do, you're feeling like boxed in or pent up in regards to your work. You feel like maybe professionally you're not going anywhere. And I hate to say that because that's so extreme, but or you're in a job that truly doesn't suit you or it doesn't serve you. I just feel like there are these your mind is starting to race, and it's starting to give you that kind of you want more. And I'm really attributing this to from a professional standpoint, that not beyond this. In other words, you're really trying to find your place in this world, or you feel like you should have found it by now. This is the feeling I'm getting. Let's say your relationship's amazing. You've got this person who loves you and cares for you and shows you great respect. Let's say you have great friends. I feel like it's kind of your contribution to the world, your place. You're not doing exactly what you want to be doing. You're not exactly where you thought you'd be. And there's this part of you, your mind is just running away with you. And you know that you need to be, if things work for you, if everything's gelling, I have a feeling, although you're probably spiritually tapped in. I think anyone who watches tarot has an aspect of that. And I'm not taking away from that saying you're not, but I think ideally your place is you have a mind that just won't quit. You're very, very sharp. And I see this because I see these 2 sword cards, which are you want to move. You want to use this mind of yours. You aren't doing enough with your mind right now. And I don't know if it's, I don't know. And I'm not going to speculate, but this is the vibe I'm getting. If there's a part of a passion piece within you that's being kind of quelled, I think it has to do with the fact that from what's your contribution to this world standpoint, you're not doing enough. I think you've thought quite a bit about how you want this to feel and what this would look like and what it would look and feel like when you are doing the thing you should be doing, but it's just not quite happening for you yet. And I think this is trickling into your personal relationship. And I associate with this very well because I am one of those people, if I'm in a relationship, I don't feel sexy or appealing unless I feel that the other aspects of my life are clicking and turning. And it is very easy for me to feel like I'm not at all connected to the person I'm dating if I don't think I'm making enough money, if I don't think I'm where I should be, if I don't think I'm at the right place within the company I'm in. There's so many different scenarios that would just make me recoil and just think I have to rethink all these aspects of my life. And I just get a feeling this is where you are, and this is what's throwing you off, and this is what's making your partner take notice and be like, oh, I think she needs a minute. And this is what I think is happening. I think your person is giving you a minute, but maybe that minute's been, I don't know, weeks, months, I don't know. Or maybe it's just been a few days and you're just like, ooh, gosh, like something's up. So I do think you need to just find your place. And that can mean a lot of different things, but this is the vibe I'm getting. So not to make this about you, we're going to go back into like, because you might not find your place within the next couple of days, but this might be a journey that you start down. And I just think even putting the wheels in motion or addressing this is going to start making you feel like you can get that electricity back within you. Like you can start to feel alive again, because this can be a feeling of just like bleakness. There just isn't, I don't know if this is you. I mean, please like subscribe, comment if this is, but I know this feeling so well. And honestly, I don't think everyone gets it. I don't think everyone feels like this feeling of not having the job they're supposed to have or the contribution they're supposed to be making, to not doing that. Some people, I don't think it phases them as long as they're bringing money home, and they might be bringing a lot of money home. It might be enough for them. But for someone like yourself and myself, I just need to feel connected to the work I'm doing, especially if I'm spending 5, 6, 7 hours a day plus doing it. It needs to feel like it's my contribution to the world. So, okay. And this will make you feel sexier, actually just be more sexy, more, excuse me, more everything. So we can get some more tarot on this, but now I want to turn over some oracle cards and just kind of see, and these are 2 cards, 2 decks I haven't used before, so we'll just play these out. But I'm going to see how this can work. And again, how to get the passion back. You're not going to figure out what you want to do with yourself in the next 5 minutes, but let's just apply the fact that you're going to start thinking about this and actively working towards it. I want to see input from spirit about how you can go about this for yourself, and then how this can kind of inject that passion back into your dynamic. So we've got Lorelei, which is a kind of funky little mermaid card. And then we've got Dream Journal. Okay, so what I make of this Lorelei card, this is a kid. I think this is a mermaid. So whatever this is, it wasn't you when you were a kid, but I think the vibe here is, oh my God, there's something almost evil and beautiful about this card. It's I don't know, there's a control that this kid has right now. There's definitely, so when you're a kid, you dream, you let your mind go places, you wander. And I almost feel like there's this might be you right now. There is kind of this dream state. And I'm not going to analyze this card. I'm going to take less than a minute doing this. So don't think I'm going to talk about this card for too long. But because I see a mermaid out of the water, I think, okay, this person doesn't really know their place right now. They don't exactly know where they belong. And there is this lifeline here, if you will. And they almost look a little bit bummed about it. And if we turn this into you, I for whatever reason, where you are, where you've landed, whatever, and this could come down to where are you living? Are you living in a place that doesn't make you feel inspired or just inspired, or it's not contributing to the kind of role you want to play in the universe? You're not, and this, I do bring this back to your day-to-day purpose and how you're going to make money and how you're going to contribute. That's the vibe I'm getting here. And I use the word contribute because I think this is more than just a job for you. I think there's something about you feel like a fish out of water. You can't quite gauge exactly what you even want right now. I think a lot of this is figuring out what you want. And I do think this comes back to your mind racing and the head in the clouds and kind of the dreaming and the what is this? And I just think this card, all it does is raise more questions, but it kind of creates this picture for me of where you might be and how absolutely this is not the vibe that's going to make you want to just ravage your partner or your person. It's just very much this, I'm now kind of going off into my head somewhere, and I'm just, it's reclusive. There's a reclusive feeling to it, actually. And this kind of waywardness where you're just, I think you're a little bit lost, and you're really trying to figure out what you want. And I will say, this piece to me doesn't have to do, there's no energy here that makes me think this is about like your partner not doing it for you or you reconsidering your relationship with this person. That's not the energy I'm getting here. Maybe you're not supposed to be with this person, but honestly, I don't think you're even going to know that until you figure out what it is that you really want to be doing. Like, what is going to like fuel your own fire so that you can, let that trickle down into your relationship. So very much the vibe I'm getting here. And if you are this like lost creature on a rock with like your tail in the water, creating these ripples, I get, this is such a mood, and I get it. And it's miles away from this freaking like, porn star at Burning Man vibe. Like, it is just, they are so far apart, and I love this vibe. I don't like this vibe. However, this is a mood that we all have to be in, and I think from this comes great things. So I believe you're going to find your balance, and you're going to get back to some semblance of this. I mean, I don't know if you'll ever get back to this fully ignited creature over here, but I sincerely hope you do. And honestly, you don't have to be her every single day of your life, but once in a while, I mean, Jesus, like once every 10 days would probably be enough to really keep this relationship going, if I'm being honest. So let's just kind of figure you out a little bit and get that fire within you going. This is a new Oracle deck that I'm playing with, and it says Dream Journal. So and the question here is, are you sleeping? That's a question there. And I don't think you're sleeping, actually. I think you're wide awake on this. I don't think, maybe you've been sleeping. Maybe you kind of just, maybe this feeling of like, I don't want to say internal emptiness, because that makes you sound like you're void of something, and you're not. But I think it might have hit you recently that you really do need to figure this out, and that having an amazing relationship maybe isn't enough. Having like all these other boxes checked, this one box is still not checked, and it's now creating this, I don't know, this void. And so I don't think you're sleeping. I do think you're finally starting to wake up, and I do think for the Dream Journal, I'm not going to take this literally, like you need to start journaling, although I think that is a great practice. I see this as like, what's the most outlandish thing you can think of? Like, if we're going to get you to a point where you figure out what lights this fire within, what the hell is that? And it goes back to the 7 of Cups cards, which is all about this like head in the clouds dream state, and all these like amazing like over the top excessive things. They all kind of exist within each cup, and it is this like, pick your vice. Like, what ignites you? What sets you off? What gets you lit? Like, where do you want to be? So yeah, go into this, allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to think these crazy over the top, like wants and needs, and see if one of those resonates. And maybe you take that in a direction where you realize this is something you should be doing, or I should apply this. And, I don't know what, I hope that is a nice way to start this, but, yeah, okay, I'm going to get a couple more tarot cards, and I just want to see, I'm going to ask the question just point blank to Spirit, how to reignite this passion. And like I said, I don't think this is going to be like on what night of the week you need to wear a certain thing or cook a certain meal. I think it's like how you're going to tap into you, and how that is just going to have this effect, this aftermath. So I'm going to ask that direct question, and then I think we'll probably wrap this reading up. But how to reignite the passion. So if you're still here for this, can we see this kind of? Let's move these up just a hair. I'm fighting this glare, but I think I almost solved the problem. Okay, so how to reignite the passion. 7 of Wands, liking the 7s. The Lovers, yep, great card. And Spirit of Wands. What the hell is Spirit? Okay, I think Spirit is Queen. Spirit has to be Queen. Okay, so this, let me tell you why this tracks, okay? Because this is kind of your existence right now, and we've got swords, your emotion and your head's racing. Down here, like what it takes to reignite your passion, that doesn't exist down here. This really is action. This is passion. This is fire. This is like very much doing. So we've got the Spirit of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. We've got the Seven of Wands, and we've got the Lovers. I think this is about you making some choices. This is about you like starting to actually focus in on this question and start thinking like, what the hell do I need to do? With that active intent on your part, I do think your relationship, I'm not going to say it's going to start to heal. I don't think it's necessarily wounded, but I think that this pattern or this whatever is lacking or been without, it's going to start like replenishing. I really, really think so. And for me, Seven of Wands is like, what's your action? What's your fire? What ignites you? Find your passion, and find it in a way where you're not just thinking endlessly about what do I think it is. Like experiment, experiment with some different things. Like allow yourself to start actively testing things, really finding that piece of you. And I think once you start putting like wheels in motion beyond that of thinking and spinning out of control, I do think you're going to find this. And I think it's really going to just as a result of that, conversations are going to start happening, and you're going to get back this control, this very yang energy. You are a doer, and up here, I see you as that doer. I see like the Three of Wands. We've got the fire here. We've absolutely got the fire with strength. This is a very like heavy Leo fire energy. Whether you're a Leo or not, Leos are, I'm not going to say they're doers and like they're overly motivated. I'm a Leo. I'm not particularly motivated, but I am very easily fired up. Like if there's something I want to do, and I'll speak for almost every Leo, let's say, nothing's going to stop me. It is that like that sheer will and determination will take over if there's something I want. And that doesn't mean I'm a millionaire. Doesn't even mean I'm 100,000-aire. Like this, it just means that I can put the wheels in motion to get something started. I believe that this is absolutely where the space you need to find yourself in. So maybe you were like completely loved up in this dynamic, and maybe that part has started to like, I don't want to say run its course, but things just naturally evolve into like a more chilled out vibe, and now you have more space and more time to actually think about like, what the hell am I doing? But I really think for you to reignite this passion, it's through action, and it's through seriously addressing this. And again, the Lovers card also represents choice, but to me, it's a very good sign that you're in the right place with this person, and that you guys just really need to, not so much you guys, you need to start working towards what you want and thinking about what that is and talking about that, and just as much action, less thought, more action. I think you're going to find yourself in a pretty good place. I don't know if I did a great job of helping you with how to reignite this passion, but I do think it's like a whole big story piece. The message is definitely here. And we're going to get these quote cards from Spirit, and then I'm going to end the reading on this note. These are they are very random quote cards, but they're fun, and I do consider them to be input from Spirit. So we're going to get one of these, and I'm going to get a chakra card for you, and this is going to be how you kind of almost like do you to make this passion come back. So be of service. What does be of service mean? I don't look too far. I don't look too heavily into these cards because I would spend a lot of your precious time trying to figure that out. I don't know if at the core of where you should be putting your energy, it is providing a service to someone. I don't know if that means you're like a dentist or a nurse or an artist or a healer, a masseuse. It could mean so many different things, but the message here is be of service. So if you've always felt that you should be absolutely doing XYZ, and it's actually a service that brings some kind of relief or help or needed assistance to someone, then maybe this is a card to say, yes, that is what you should be doing. So I'm just going to leave that be of service there. I have no idea if you can see this. When I look in my monitor, I can't, but that's your card. And this is a chakra card, kind of. And this is a chakra that if you start activating this, or if you just play this up, it's going to help you. So this is, okay, abundance. So this is, okay, I'm going to make this, I don't know why I said I'm going to make it quick. I feel like, okay, I'm just going to stop talking about that. Okay, abundance. This is green, so this could be the heart chakra. So this is something maybe like let love in, give love, focus on this, you know, a lot goes out, a lot comes in. So this card's not going to stray. Really, really don't limit the resources of like love and communication and emotion and all that. I just, something about letting in as much goodness as possible. But also, this could be coins falling from the sky. And I would say, as a message, money is going to come to you, money in abundance, which is also going to translate to a ton of passion and heat for you, is going to come when some part of the heart or the emotional piece or the giving piece for you is activated. And maybe that has something to do with be of service, maybe not, and that's fine too. Don't let it like derail everything else that we had here, but maybe this all speaks. And if it does, I think it's a beautiful message and I hope it helps. And I will now ask you again to subscribe, like, comment, do all three. I'm trying to grow this channel and it's been a slow process, but I hope this reading helped. I do them every other day. So every week it's different, but every other day I let out a reading. So anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to end it here and say goodbye. Thank you. It's Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you for being here, for visiting my channel, for taking the time, letting me read for you. It's an honor as always. So thank you. And this really is an honor because it's a couples reading, and it feels very special to know that you're at least giving this the time to hear what Spirit has to say and letting me interpret these cards for you. So I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this reading. I hope it helps. I hope it speaks to you. So we'll see where it goes. But the last one was pretty good, I think. So I'm hopeful. Okay. The topic of this reading, it is a couples reading, and it's how to reignite the passion. And you picked, oh my gosh, this is opal. I thought it was opal. There's like a whole world within here, and I don't know if that has anything to do with your dynamic or this reading, but it is. I always hold it up like it's going to do something. It never does. It is an amazing, beautiful card. My dog is making a ton of noise. I always joke, she loves Spirit. She just loves her. She's always in here for it. Okay, so who are you in a card? This is you in a card and in it pertaining to your relationship. And this is voice. And this makes me, just this card, it says speaking your world. That's weird. Okay, voice. I think you are, and I am going to take it literally in a way, but there's a whole vibe off this card. I think you are outspoken. I think you are a truly, people who are outspoken, there's a passion there. Like they have a lot to say. They want to share their words. They're not someone who keeps things with they don't keep quiet on things. They enjoy sharing. They enjoy being a part of a conversation. They enjoy listening. They enjoy singing. They enjoy dancing. There's also a theatrical piece to this as well. And I do think you're someone who's I do think there's a theatrical component to you, but there's this confidence, and I don't think you're a wallflower. And if you are maybe a little shy, when you're in a trusting, loving, healthy relationship, like with your family, with your friends, with your partner, you do become very outspoken and you stand up for yourself. I think you're probably a great communicator. I think you are the voice of reason. I can say a lot just seeing this one card about you. And it makes me think that if passion is being lost in your relationship, it might have something to do with maybe you guys aren't having as much conversation. Maybe you're not talking as much as you used to. Maybe you're not speaking up or voicing opinions or concerns in quite the way you were. It does make me think that there's a communication piece behind this. And this reading's probably going to go a little bit like the last reading, where I don't necessarily analyze where you are in your communication. Like I'm not a therapist, and I don't know your dynamic, but it's going to make me I'm going to talk about what you might be able to do that you never even thought of, that might make you feel like speaking up more, or might make you feel like starting a conversation And with that, the passion will come. So I believe, like, for you and your partner, passion for you guys can be like, let's say you crawl into bed and then you start talking about something. And whatever it is you're talking about, it could be something so stupid. You could be talking about cookies, but you'll find a way to turn it into like a very meaningful, deep conversation. It'll kind of like jump from whatever you started talking about into something like much bigger. And then this is the passion piece. And then you guys start to like see each other and hear each other and feel each other. And then wherever that takes you guys, it can go, so many different, beautiful, wonderful, amazing directions. But I do think that a lot of this comes down to communication for you guys. And maybe you aren't, maybe like geographically, things have changed. Maybe you're not, one of you is, or both of you are a lot more busy and you're just not actually having the conversations that you used to. The time isn't there. Maybe you're texting more. I don't know, but something makes me think you've lost the time spent communicating, and as a result of that, this is kind of like your gateway to passion, and it's lacking. Okay, so I want to see in these cards, I want to see you in this relationship. This is going to help me, and you. This is like how your partner sees you. This is you, how you shine in this dynamic. And we've got the Five of Swords, which is not a card about shining. We've got the Innocence of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And we've got Strength. Okay. So I do love when I get a little bit of everything. I've got swords. I've got fire here. I've got swords, and I've got cups. So I think you will talk about just about anything. I think you're very good at expressing your emotions. I think you do have a lot of emotions. You are someone who feels a lot. You're in your feels a lot. And this is part of your beauty, your grace, your like the piece of you just that is so enticing and beautiful and sexy. It is the fact that you let people know how you feel and you let them in, and then they just become like mesmerized by you as a result of this. However, I think as of late, when I see the Five of Swords, I think you've either been in your head a little bit too much and you're getting thoughts that are kind of stifling your words. Maybe you're more stressed. Maybe you're more anxious. Maybe you're dealing with something that you are kind of like stuck thinking about, and you haven't put these thoughts with words as well as you usually do. I'm not sure, but this makes me think that you're in your head. And it's almost like maybe it's become a bad habit where this one thing, this one stress, this one trigger, whatever it is, has kind of been building and building. And it's like you didn't talk about it, you didn't speak up about it enough in the beginning, and now it's growing. And I think for you, if you aren't able to put your thoughts with words and express yourself in this way, that you can become very, lost, confused, anxious, angry, whatever it is that you become, it doesn't translate to wanting more passion with your person. It doesn't make you want to rip your person's clothes off if you can't have a conversation first. And it's not to say you guys can't have a conversation. I think you can, but I get the feeling that your essence just isn't quite coming through right now. And I don't know, something about what I just said made me think maybe you guys did have a pretty bad fight. Maybe there was a fight where you said too much, you expressed too much with a word, and it kind of created something that made you feel like you're holding back. Maybe you feel guilty. Maybe you feel like this is your way of punishing. I don't know. There is that vibe. However, I don't think this is you. I don't think you're the kind of person you don't want to be in this space. Maybe for one night it felt good to kind of punish someone in this way, but I don't think this is the space you want to hold. And I think you've been in this space for too long. However long that time frame is, it's enough that you're like, okay, I need to get my voice back. Like, we need to have a fucking fight and make up and just wipe the slate clean. But I do think that's what needs to happen. Or if this didn't come on as a fight, maybe you just have been very, very stressed. It seems like you're at a point where maybe you're overly sensitive right now. And if you did start talking, it just would be about, maybe you're insecure that you would just sound whiny, or you'd sound too needy, or I don't know, but I just, as a result of it, you're in your head too much, and it's too much thought and too little talk. And for you, this is like the killer of intimacy. So yeah, we need to get you back communicating. We need to get you feeling yourself again. This is how you feel yourself. This is what makes you feel like the world is your stage kind of thing. And I think this turns into a lot of things. It turns into passion. It turns into dance. It turns into movement and this kind of like fluidity that goes through other parts of your world. And I don't know why, like, I want to say it even turns you into a better cook. And that's just a random thought I got, but it's like when everything starts to flow, I think you really can put on a show. You can entertain, you can impress, you can make people laugh, you can like bust out the best dinner or the best mixed drink, or I don't know, there's just this whole thing where you become this kind of like you're on a stage, and I feel like the whole world becomes your stage, and you are an impressive person to kind of watch and listen to and to behold, and you're just not there right now. So that is everything I'm getting from you off of these cards. But the strength card I didn't necessarily address, but it's that fire, it's that action, and it's that part of you that mesmerizes people. There is not like you control people, you're not strong arming anyone, but I do think you have this mesmerizing quality to you that just, you can almost put people under a spell. You can calm them, you can soothe them, you can make them fall in love with you, whatever it is, but you need your voice to do this. And we need to get your voice back. Okay. I want to see, what are the next three cards I want to pull? What were the next three cards I pulled? Hold on, in my last reading, because they were pretty good. What do you want? Okay, I want to see what you want. What do you need? What do you need / what do you want? Let's get a picture of this. And this is to help you, okay? We've got Ace of Cups, Movement of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. So I'm going to go with what you need. I mean, we know you need to find your groove. It's like, this is you losing your groove, basically. How do you get your groove back is what we're dealing with here. I think you need to feel beautiful. You need to feel pampered. You need to feel, and this can be you pampering yourself, you taking care of yourself. But I do think you need to get that piece back. Ace of Cups, this is emotions. This is feeling things. This is wrapped up with a little bit of excitement. And then Movement of Cups. Okay, so this is, I'm going to say the Nine of Cups. Okay, so I do feel like there is an element of romance, I think, that has been lacking in your dynamic. And this romance, I don't know that it's a direct part of you not being able to express yourself or be fully like in your element. But what you need, this line here really almost has nothing to do with the voice piece. This is like a little bit of a separate bit of information. And this tells me that you and your person, you guys need some romance. This is like, basically you guys need a new environment, a new place. Like, this is saying you need the vacation, and not just the vacation where you, I don't want to say go camping, because there's nothing against going camping. That could be like, but let's just say if by camping, I mean like, oh Jesus. I mean like oh gosh, I don't know. What am I trying to say? Like, I think you guys need to splurge, whatever your splurge is. So camping might be a splurge. I mean, you can camp with like a bottle of Dom Perignon and like, I don't know, like you can go rafting down the most beautiful river in the world. Like, there needs to be a splurge. And I think with this splurge comes this kind of like, you put your guard down. You're like, okay, we need to make the most of this. We paid for this. Like, we're going to enjoy the hell out of this. We're going to kind of go step out of our, not comfort zone, but like just amp it up a little, like turn it up. Like, you guys need to turn it up on all fronts. You need to kind of like spend a little bit more, express a little bit more, feel a little bit more. And I really think that's going to get you talking. And maybe this lack of expression on your part did come from a fight. Maybe it's coming from the fact that you guys aren't having quite the physical connection that you're used to. And as a result, there is this like compounding piece where now you're also not expressing yourself and you're not doing what feels like innately sexy and interesting to you. And then it's just this whole like, oh my God, where are we? We're not doing this. I'm not doing this. He's not doing this. She's not doing this, whatever. Like, I do feel like there's been this trickle down, and whether it can, like I said, whether it stemmed from a fight, if it did stem from a fight, there is this lingering ick that you guys need to get rid of. And I do think that a vacation of sorts, a trip of sorts, a completely different, being surrounded by something beautiful that just ignites both of you and gets you guys both like totally jazzed, totally happy, and like feeling sexy and alive is what you guys need. And the other reading was nothing like this, so it's not like I'm saying in all these readings, like, you need to take a vacation. I just get this. This is a very strong message that this piece has been lost and this will absolutely help. And then I think from there, it will start exactly the right conversation that leads to the perfect, conclusion and decision and talk. And I mean this in a positive way. I don't mean like, the talk that ends the relationship. I mean like the talk that builds the relationship, that further instills how much you guys love and trust and care for one another. And maybe this brings about the I'm sorry that one or both of you needs to say or hear. I do think there's an element of stepping away, and there's something about spending money on this that does seem important to me. And maybe this is just one fancy dinner away, or one night, driving 6 hours in one direction and spending one night somewhere. It's just something a little over the top that kind of brings you guys together in a different way, different surroundings, a different kind of beauty, a different stage. And I do think that both of you guys are probably pretty emotional, and I don't know why I just keep getting this like theatrical component where you both need to feel things. Like, if things are stagnant or boring and you're not feeling it, you're underwhelmed, you're bored, and it's like pouring water on fire. And you both need to express yourself, and I just don't think that's been there for different reasons. But you're both emotional, and I think you both enjoy beautiful things, and you both appreciate and enjoy like lavish components of things and like beautifully aesthetically pleasing things. So, and that could be nature, that could be flowers, that could be a beautiful meal. Like, there's so many ways that you can find inspiration and beauty in something and let that turn into like a true kind of passion that you guys take to each other, and then it reignites passion. And that's the thing with these readings. Like, when I said reignite passion, I'm not necessarily like talking about what gets you guys into bed together, even though I think ultimately that's kind of the end piece, but it's really about like what gets the juices flowing that makes you want to get into bed. Like, what is that piece that's just been kind of like the water that's been poured on the fire. So, okay, yeah, this is, I do see you guys a little bit more clearly. And I pulled these oracle cards that I put right here. So I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to see you guys in to start, these 2 oracle cards. And it's going to help give me a little bit of a thing about you, and then I'm going to see what's going to help you. So, okay, I have flower spirit for you. This does, for me, further instill that connection to things beautiful, that piece. It's like there's like art has to be a part of your world, like this aesthetic quality. You have to love what you're seeing. Like, you want to talk about it, you want to be a part of it, you want to live it, but you really have to love your surroundings. And maybe your surroundings aren't ideal. Maybe this has been bringing about stress that's been, and maybe you don't want to offend someone, you don't want to say the wrong thing, you don't want to step on toes, but I do think you need to find something beautifully satisfying that just lights you up and you just don't want to stop talking about it. And this could be like getting a pet that you just you just want to lay your eyes on this pet all the time, and this pet now is something that makes you feel so alive and so happy, and it kind of helps you find your voice again. Yeah, this could absolutely be cooking. Cooking keeps coming back to me as like some vibe of yours, but there's something here. It could be gardening, whatever, just this piece that I think is missing. And maybe you let this go. Maybe you've been throwing yourself so much into work, or you've just been so consumed by something else that this other piece of you has kind of been lost. Okay, and then sound healing. So sound healing to me is, actually, I was just talking with a friend about this today. It's an incredible thing. And for me, sound healing is pretty much the opposite of I don't know if it's the opposite, but it's not an aesthetic. It's the other sense, one of the other senses. And this is hearing. So this is like... There's also a part of you, and this could like play to that theatrical piece where like, okay, let's say you can lay your eyes on the thing you want. You can, you can put your hands in the dirt when you're gardening and that makes you happy, or you can play with your paints or your food or whatever it is, or pet your dog. Like we're activating all the senses, and it's like, let's not forget the sound. So what is it? What do you really want to hear? I mean, is this like, I don't know what, there's like, I do want to take this back to conversation and like, but there's something about like music, or there's a piece of this where in a way of taking care of yourself, in a way of like getting all this back, there is something to do with sound here. And I don't, I'm not going to guess what this could be because I don't have the words for it right now, but, and I might come back to this when I draw more cards, but there is something to do with sound here. So I don't know if music is a big part of your life and you've been abandoning it. I don't know if like maybe there has been a fight or an argument with your person and you guys aren't speaking very much at all. It's not just that you lost your voice, but you're also not hearing theirs very much. And maybe you really need to like hear more of that. Or maybe you need to like, I don't know, talk to your parents more or your friends more. Maybe this is just other input that you need to open your eyes to. I'm not sure, but I will stop guessing what that could be. But yeah, and I want to see, I'm just going to act Spirit directly in 3 cards. How do we reignite this passion? Like, what is some advice for this? What could this look like? How do we help you get your voice back and speak up? Like what? And I don't mean speak up like you haven't been standing up for yourself. That's not it. I mean like those conversations that you once had that led to so much like interest and questions and love and all this, like where do you get back? How do you get back to that? Okay, so let's see if I can, help here. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, lots of 5s. Oh God, you do have a lot of 5s. Okay, Movement of Pentacles. So, I think this is interesting because this bottom line here is basically, okay, so the Movement of Pentacles is the Knight of Pentacles. And of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles is very much like they're not moving. They're thinking, they're contemplating, they're not rushing into things. They are very much like figuring things out. The 5 of Pentacles is a card of, it's like a card of lack. And the 5 of Wands is basically conflict. So we asked the question, how to reignite the passion? Up here, I stand by the fact that I think you guys need to do something like splurgy, trip, exciting, beautiful, sexy. Yes, 100%. But like, let's say after you do that or leading up to that, there's still other things that have to be done. I'm trying to get the message here, and I really, so the 5 of Pentacles can be seen as a card actually of like really relying on your person, having like this partner in crime, this person that stands by you through thick and thin. It's almost this, I don't want to say it's a soulmate card by any means, because that is like the last word you would ever see it connected to it, but it is a card of sticking together. This is very much a card of sticking. And this is a card of gentle conflicts. So I'm going to say, I'm actually going to say not being hasty. If there's a like a fight or an argument or an issue or a debate that you guys are having that is a little heavy or a little intense, this is seeing that through. This is having the healthy conflicts or having the healthy battles, the healthy fights. This is friendly fire very much. And I do think there's this not leaving, not rushing, not being quick to move or ghost or block or stop communicating. I think this is very much a card of like, there's a message here that I think you guys really have something. And I think sticking out, whatever this phase you guys are in, seeing this through, talking about it, having the acknowledging the conflict that is kind of innately a part of this right now. I think there's an absolute message here. And I acknowledge that I've been all over the board with you guys. Like I get that. And I'm going to just kind of try to put it all together. Because I think, if I look at this, I think, let's say 1 million people watch this video, right? Obviously, it's not going to resonate with all of them, but I would say the majority of the people, the message would be that you guys had a fight, a bad fight. It stressed you out. It made you not want to speak up. That not talking turned into like almost a habit or a pattern of not talking and not expressing yourself. Then things got kind of messed up. As a result, passion starts to wane. You don't feel as comfortable around each other. You feel like there's other issues. You start blocking other parts of yourself off. You're feeling uninspired, and then other things that made you happy. I just feel like there's been a big trickle down. The message here though is, yes, do something beautiful and uplifting and incredible together, and do ride this out. Don't bolt. Don't stop arguing. Don't stop communicating, and really acknowledge that this really could be your person to get through this. And I don't know, treat yourself in some way to like a spiritual, healthy experience. Honestly, this could even be massage. If sound healing doesn't resonate, this is like, to me, this is massage. This is finding a way to massage some part of you that brings out this emotion. I don't know, this could be therapy. This could be like, there's an emotional release here. That's what I'm going to get out of this card. That seems the most intense to me. Yeah. And then finding this beauty along the way in something pleasant, something beautiful. It can be creative expression, because I think you're creative. I think you're outspoken. I think you're kind of dramatic. And I actually think your person is just like you. And I think you're very similar. And this is just, when things work well with you guys, they work so well, and everything's on point and everything is like rapid firing. But when they don't work well, you guys can probably derail pretty quickly. And I do have a feeling you guys are kind of like off the rails right now, and you really just need to get back on track. Not to totally turn this into an analogy, but I do think that is the case. So I'm going to stop this. Oh, wait, sorry. Oh my gosh. 2 more cards from Spirit. Let's just bear with me. We're going to have a quote from Spirit. This quote is going to mean something. It might be funny. It might be random, but this is her input. And then this is also input about how you can get back on track. So, okay. From Spirit, she says, make no judgments. Great. And then we've got reflection. So make no judgments. Whatever this argument was, whatever's making you quiet yourself, if it does come from a place of judgment, if you have held a grudge, if you have overanalyzed something to death and it's making you feel like you have to hold to this belief or this whatever, I would say release that a little bit. And I'm definitely going to go with make no judgments as a message that will probably resonate with you more than I could even begin to speculate on right now. But that's your make no judgments. And reflection. This to me, this is getting up in the like kind of third eye chakra. We're getting up into the crown chakra, something to do with, and there's something about voice here. This reminds me of a microphone. Like, think about what you've said. Think about how that affected someone and how, put yourself in their shoes kind of thing. I do think there's an element of really thinking on how you affect people. And I do think it has to do with your words. So I am going to end it here. If you liked this even a little bit and you would like, comment, subscribe, do all 3 or just one, I'd be eternally grateful. So I'm hopeful that you do one of those, but please, if this spoke to you in any way, let me know. Like, nothing would make me happier than hearing that, and getting a community of people that comment would be just epic. So, but really, thank you so much for being here, and I hope this helped in any way. So, thank you. Goodbye. Is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. It's an honor. And we're doing a couples reading. I think the two before you have been very good. The topic of this reading is how to reignite the passion. Yeah, so we're going to get into it. This is pile 3, and you picked, what is it about this crystal? I can't put my finger on it. Smoky quartz. There's something about like the black and the tiger kind of stripe deal to it. There's just something very powerful about it. And I like this for a passion piece, but yeah, I don't know what this reminds me of, but it is beautiful. Okay, so I've picked some oracle cards that I picked. And this one is going to be, it's an elemental oracle, and it's going to be you, like, I think when you're in your element, like, who are you in this dynamic when everything is as it should be? And we've got adventure, south. So for me, this is like, you are in it. Okay, hold on. I have to pause. Exactly the meaning behind this card before I speculated for 10 minutes. It was slightly as I anticipated, and it's tricky because the title is South and Adventure, and I didn't just want to talk about how you're an adventurer. There's a little bit more to it. I feel like you're a little bit of a black sheep, and here's why. Okay, so, there's like the compass, like, your moral compass. There's something about like due north is always this like kind of perfect, clean, clear, crisp, as it should be. And then, when things go bad, they say like things are headed south. So I feel like north is always the right way, and then south always feels like the thing when things go wrong. But that's not the case. South it's a little bit more of an unknown. It's a little bit more of an adventure, hence the word adventure. And it's that kind of, that black sheep. Like the predictable person is gonna head north. You're gonna head south. You're going to take the road less traveled. You're going to, like, your mind's gonna be the one that goes down a slightly unconventional path. And I think this is part of your allure. I think you're quirky. I think you're probably a little bit dark. I think you're definitely mysterious. I think you like a good adventure. I wouldn't be surprised if you're attracted to sci-fi at all, but really that's not here nor there. And I think you go against the grain. I do think that you are someone who is just kind of bucks trends and very much makes their own way. So in a relationship, I think things are totally good for you in a relationship when you have this freedom to be as quirky and like uninhibited as you want. I think when you're faced with too much structure, too many demands, just too much structure, that things start to you feel caged in. I think you like the unknown quality of things. You probably also like change. You like just that excitement. And I have a feeling your relationship has probably started to feel a bit stagnant. And it might be because, I don't know, these are some generic reasons, but I'm just going to throw them out there. Like maybe you or your partner, both of you, one of you is just working so much that this excitement factor it's not there anymore. The days are predictable. You know what the days, the mornings, the nights, the weekends look like. It all kind of revolves around work, or you're saving money. And so as a result, you know what your vacation will or won't look like. Like, I just feel like there's so much structure in your life, so much predictability that the part of you that would feel like passionate isn't really allowed to shine because it's not where you come into your own. That's what I think for you. I might be wrong, but I'm going to go with that. And it's funny because I get this. Sometimes I'll do readings and I'm like, I really, really get this vibe. I get this energy. It's like you probably are the kind of person that could be single for a very long time because you'd rather be doing your own thing on your own terms, making yourself miserable, making yourself happy, making yourself anxious. It doesn't matter. You're doing it. It's your terms. It's your time frame. You have the only person to blame, the only person to thank and reward. That works for you. But when you're in a relationship, it's probably pretty hard when this adventurous piece to you, this dark horse energy can't really do its own thing. So I do think that's where you find yourself right now. And this would be the killer of passion. This is probably why you're like, I just don't feel like jumping my partner's bones right now, because frankly, like everything's looked and felt the same for the last week or the last month or the last year. Like nothing's exciting. I'm not excited. I'm not lit by anything right now. So, okay, let's just assume that's the case. If it is, like, comment, subscribe, please. It would mean everything. But okay, I'm going to get a couple more oracle cards and then I'll turn over some tarot to get into it a little bit more. So day and night. So this is, I'm trying to think exactly what do I want to assign to this card, but it's almost like, how do I see you right now? How do I see you? And this is your card, like when things are totally, when you are just like, when everything is gelling for you in your relationship, it is adventure. And right now there is this, like, there's this quiet, toned down piece of you. And I feel like almost like when you're sleeping or dreaming, your world is more exciting. There's this, you might be getting lost in kind of this dream world where you're like, you find yourself disconnecting a little bit. You find yourself really wanting there to be more. And so it's almost like you're detaching a little bit. And maybe that detachment is causing you to just, the passion could easily be lost if this were the case. But I do feel like there's just this kind of like, you're just not feeling yourself right now. It is not, things aren't exciting for you. And, yeah, like, it's like you haven't been waving your freak flag, and I'm not sure why, but you need to get back to that to get this passion ignited. And your partner feels it. They know it. They might feel horrible. They might know exactly why this is happening. It might very well have something to do with work or schedules or structure that's kind of out of your guys' hands right now. But as a result, it doesn't matter if you can control it or not. The reality of it is that it could cost you the relationship. So I do think this does need to be addressed. And so let's see. I'm not going to ask right now how you can reignite the passion, but I want to see your guys' dynamic right now in 3 cards. I want to see what it looks like. We've got 7 of Pentacles, Movement of Pentacles, okay, and Spirit of Wands. So I think work, I'm going to stand by the fact that I do think work has something to do with this. And I actually think it's your partner's work. I don't know why, but I think they are very much like, they're deeply rooted in something. They are working on something. And as a result, they're kind of stuck to this. Maybe you want to move somewhere. Maybe you want to travel for 6 months. Maybe you want to like get out and see new things. And they're like, look, babe, we've really got to stay here right now. Like, I can't move. I can't travel. I have to be here. And, you know, if it's not work, maybe it's like a family member they need to care for. Maybe they have a child, or I don't know. There's something that's very much keeping them in one place, but I do think it has something to do with work. And whatever this piece is, I do get the feeling that this is also something that they are passionate about, that they care about, that they can throw themselves into, and you don't necessarily have this. So there's this other level of disconnect for you, where not only are you guys just not coming together in the way that you used to, but also your person isn't as affected by this as you are, because they have this piece that keeps them at the very least occupied. This might not be like the thing that's, you know, this isn't like the fire in their loins, but it might be the thing that keeps them like so busy that coming home and like crashing at night after a meal isn't the end of the world for them, because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm working towards this. I've got to do this. I'm just kind of, you know, they're sort of on a wheel, but they're okay with it. They're okay with this. And I think if I'm seeing this right, this is very much, it's hard on you. It's hard on you for many different reasons. I think it's leaving you feeling a little lost, a little confused, and kind of like I don't want to make more of it than it is, but like you just almost don't know yourself right now. You're really trying to figure yourself out. And I can see how you guys would be going into completely different directions. And I'm going to say, yeah, okay. So I just see this opposite directional movement with you guys right now. Not saying you can't get it back. This isn't a reading at all to predict the end of a relationship. This is like, I'm all in this reading to say, I'm anticipating that you guys are going to work, that you want to make it work, and that this is how you're going to get your passion back. So I'm not at all even thinking for a second that things aren't going to work with you guys. This is very much a like, okay, here's how you address this, or acknowledge it, address it, and do something about it. But you have to have a passion project. You have to. I do think there's probably something, and I'm going to say it with the Spirit of Wands, because this is basically the Queen of Wands. I think there is something you think about and you want to do. However, it might require not being in the location you are now, or maybe leaving and doing something for a couple months, which might seem like an eternity there. But I have a feeling whatever you want to do, it might pull you away from your exact place right now. But I don't think that would be the end of the world. And again, this isn't about how like you guys take a break and you do your own thing. No, I think this is about you doing your thing. But I do think you guys find a way to work together through this, because this is how you ignite your passion. This is how you grow your connection. You intensify yourself as a couple. You create deeper roots. And I really like this tree with the roots, because I think your person is setting roots where they are now. I think they're working towards something, and this will be a good thing for you guys down the line. I really see that and believe that. But right now it's just left you feeling like completely almost without a home. Like, where are your roots? What guides you? And you've lost this kind of quirky, fun, almost carelessness to you, because it's not fun for you right now. There's no fun for you right now. But yeah, there might be something that is in the back of your mind that you've been thinking of that could be very interesting and exciting to you. So don't lose hold of that if that's there. Okay, I want to see what you want, actually. What do you want? Like, whether you realize it or not, what do you want if you could have everything you wanted? And so we're going to try to see this in 3 tarot cards. So bear with me. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man. We've got 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. These are interesting cards. Give me a second here, because I wouldn't have anticipated these cards for what you want. I would have anticipated like all swords, all fire, all action. Okay, I do think you are, there is this like, I don't want to say darkness to you, because when I say darkness, I don't mean like evil or not nice. I mean like you're, I think there's a reclusive quality to you. I think there's a part of you that is very introspective, very deep actually. And I do think part of this adventure this sense of adventure, this dark horse quality that you have, I do think it stems from the fact that you like feeling things that are extreme. You like these extreme feelings. And I think with change comes like an ability to feel and experience new things. And you like this. It's a challenge for you. And there's nothing weird about this. I think this is brilliant. This is like a very intense, deep way of thinking and being and existing. And I do feel like you kind of need this. So when someone else is like directing you, or when you're living someone else's path or direction, you're just like, you're not feeling anything on your own. You're not inspired. Then you're not moved to feel anything as a result of anything you're doing, if that makes sense. Like, you are okay with doing something and having it make you feel a way about it, because you wanted that. You wanted to feel something. You wanted to experience something, and you wouldn't even care if it wasn't the outcome you wanted, because you still got something out of it and learned. But right now, I just think you're very stagnant, and as a result of that, you're kind of like losing yourself a little bit. But I do think I just get this with the 5 of Cups. You're okay. You do very well with like, it's not pain and sadness, because you're not sad and you're not in pain, but you like experience, you like living life. And I do think there are like these highs and lows that come with that you navigate very, very well. You like beautiful things. You do need money to be happy. I absolutely think you need a way to make money. I don't know if you have a way to make money or not. That might be another piece of this. I'm not sure. That might be why wherever you are, maybe it's not conducive to like a skill or a talent or the work you do. I'm not sure, but I do think you do need to have a way to like, not only support yourself if need be, but like there's certain things in life that you want and why shouldn't you? And you should have them. And it's almost essential to you just really being in your own element. Yeah, and I do think you need your alone time. You need your space, and you just need room to do you. And you're much more of a kind of like reclusive creature than I even realized. And I don't think you need a ton of people around you, but you do need a few people, and you like experiencing things with these people. You like the travel, you like the adventure, you like the fights, you like the this, you like the that, you love the conversations. Like you're very, people really want to be around you. They want to understand what's going on with you. I think you're a great conversationalist. I just think you have a lot of depth. Let's put it that way. You are absolutely not trivial, and you're not surface. You're a very like deep, insightful person. And you're very interesting. And we don't want you to lose that, because that is a part, getting back to this is your passion. This is what makes you sexy. This is what makes you feel just like alive. And this translates into the passion in your relationship. So if I've got this right, please let me know about it. But also, I don't know what I was going to say about that. If I've got this right, I guess please know that like it makes sense in these cards. And I think there's absolutely a way out of this. And I think if your relationship is as solid as it would appear, and it would, to me, I feel like your partner really, really is like doing this for you guys. They want this to work. They want to create something with you. They want to build a home with you, a future. So their heart's in the right place, and I think it will pay off, but you still need to find your place right now. So let me see. I'm going to ask Spirit directly, just a very direct question of, how to reignite the passion. What does Spirit say about how to reignite this passion? So let's see her input. We've got 9 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Spirit's funny. Okay, Queen of Cups. Okay, how to reignite this passion. So this is the message I'm getting, and I'll share it because it is absolutely not bad. And it may be something that was on your mind, and I don't know. So there's something here about like taking a step away. And I honestly don't think it has to do with not being with this person. That's not it at all. But it's something about you really need to find your peace in all of this. I think you've been kind of like lost, or you're getting blurry. You're just not, like you're not in focus, and you really need to get back. You need to get your focus back. And there is something about like leaving something behind, and maybe there is a trip you need to go on. Maybe there's like a journey you need to take. Maybe there's this training or this 6 months of school. I do feel like you need to physically leave to achieve something. I don't want you guys to not be together. That's not at all the piece here. But I do think that for you to and look, there's a million ways to reignite passion. So don't invest too much in this reading if it's not talking to you, or if it feels overwhelming or unpleasant. Like, hear it out till the end, because you might get one little piece of information out of it. But I'll say what I see, but don't take it too intensely if it really doesn't make you feel good. So, but I would say looking at this reading, I get this vibe that there's something you can do that would really, really ignite something within you. But I do think that as your person is kind of like bound to something right now and almost can't really move for whatever reason. Like I said, it could be kids, it could be work, it could be home, it could be a mortgage, like who knows? There's something you can step away and do for yourself. And it might be a couple months. I do feel like it's enough time that it would be amount of time where you would really miss each other. You would really, really miss each other. But also you would get, whether it's like a certification or an experience or an adventure, there's something that you would get under your belt that would help you really get like your your emotional peace back, your passion back. And I do think that you are being a little bit tormented in your head. You're in your head. You're feeling slightly anxious. I do think you're kind of in a state of like just anxiety, nightmarish. I don't think you're in the best place right now. I don't think you're like fully depressed, but I think you're, for you, you're in one of your like dark spells. Let's put it that way. And we do know that you handle emotion well. We do know that you're someone that enjoys all the like colors and emotions and whatever situations that like life's going to throw at you. So you can handle this, but it's almost like, you know, you are going to have to step away. And part of this anxiety and this emotional roller coaster that you're experiencing as a result of this might be because you don't want to step away, but you know you have to, or you know you need to. And I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing in these cards is that your partner is going to be there waiting for you. They are going to work on you guys while you do this. This would be like an essential part of you guys coming back together and making whatever needs to click. And you know, maybe you don't have to like leave the state or the country or the planet. Maybe this is just you enrolling in a course, and maybe this course or this final certification is going to take so much of your time and energy that it's going to be like you're not here, because you're going to be like totally checked, like totally doing your own thing. Or maybe if you guys live together, it's like, look, I'm really not going to be able to live with you for these next 6 months. I'm going to have to move back in with my parents or something to, I don't know, save money or to like focus 100% of the time or whatever. But there's this piece where I'm like, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a stepping away, but this is so totally what you need. And you'll get your quirkiness back. You'll get back to that like haphazardness that you do so well. Because right now you're not. Right now your mind is spinning and you're not doing great right now. And this will so totally reignite your passion. It'll reignite your passion probably the very second you commit to doing this in your mind. Before you even do anything about it, just knowing that you're going to do it will instantly reignite your passion. And I think you'll feel that. And maybe that's a test. Maybe just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to say that I'm going to do this. I'm going to like wire my mind to say I'm doing this. Let me just see how it changes like my outlook on life, and how do things play out around me as a result of that. And you might find that instantly you're like feeling things you haven't felt in a while. And that's, you know, playing out in your relationship and your dynamic, and your partner's probably like, oh my God, what got into you? Like, you seem so happy. I haven't seen you like this in so long. I just feel like that could really, really play out. So, okay, I'm going to get 3 cards. This has been a longer reading than usual, so thank you. 3 cards. This is kind of like a fun tip, and let's see, this is sing. So, you know, sing to me, it could be literal. Maybe you love to sing and you're not doing enough of it. This could be something like using your voice. Maybe whatever journey you have to do has something to do with like sharing your voice and lifting people in that way. Or this could just be a form of expression, but there's something here. I think when we sing, we're free. We are so free. We're so uninhibited. And I do think that there's a piece of you, you're too inhibited right now. You need to be more uninhibited. And I think that there's something very limiting in like the constraints you're working in right now. And you need to, free yourself of these restraints, get out of these constraints, and just allow yourself to be a little more uninhibited. And this might come with the freedom of doing you in this way that we just discussed. So that's what I'm going to get out of the sing card. This is a quote from Spirit. Funny, quirky, off color always, but let's see what she has to say, and you'll just take this with you to bed and see how it works. Seek hidden treasure. What does this mean to you? I'm going to tell you. This is under your Adventure South card, and I do feel like this is you when you're feeling yourself. You would look for the hidden treasure. You would go on a treasure hunt. What was it? The forest fern or something, that guy who like hid the treasure, I don't know, in like the Rockies somewhere. Like maybe that was a story you followed. I did, even though I can't think of the guy's name, but I think it was forest fern, or anyway, not the point. But there is something, seek hidden treasure absolutely says like, we need to get you back to this adventurer, this person that literally will go off the grid to do anything. There's this very off the grid piece to you. Those words just came to me, but yes, there's something about like you going off the grid and you just seeking something. And this treasure, there's so many metaphors. I'm not even gonna like go into metaphors because whenever I do, I think they're pretty out there. But I get a lot in this card, and if it was not like 23 minutes into this reading, I might embellish. But okay, and this is like the chakra piece that we want you to like work on and tap into. And we've got flow. So this is water. It's a water card. Flow. Also, we could take this up and get into like the kind of like the crown chakra. What does this mean? You know, I pull these cards. I do these readings with tarot, which is like really, I feel like my strength, my gift. And then I like pull these oracle cards, and I don't in any way want them to like undo what I've done. I really hope they mean something. But I don't know, something with water, there's just a freedom here. There's an openness. And with this Sing card, it's like there's something out there. You have to find your flow. You really have to find this piece of you that is just fluid and motion and water. And yeah, you're stagnant right now. You're stuck. We need to get you moving. We just need to get you moving. We need to get your thoughts flowing, your words, your body. We need to get your feet like unstuck from this one place on the planet. And I just think we need to get you moving. So this will bring back your passion. This will bring it back tenfold, and it'll be like this very long-term lasting solution. So if you can do all this, and I'm sure you'd love to, I think it would be a really wonderful recipe for bringing your passion back, reigniting it. And for you, this is you, like you're getting your groove back. I think I've said that in every pile, so I'm sure it's a tired phrase at this point, but okay. Thank you. If you feel inspired to like, comment, or subscribe, it would mean everything. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye. Is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you for being here and letting me read for you, and essentially letting me read for you and your person that you're coupled with. It's really an honor. So thank you very much. This is pile 4, the last reading of the day. The 3 before were just, I think they were amazing. I know when my readings aren't totally on point, but I really feel like this has been a very interesting and great experience. Okay, the topic is how to reignite the passion. And okay, so you're pile 4, and this like blue azurite, I don't know. It's very pretty. I mainly put the aesthetic quality into my crystal cards. I don't know enough about crystals to say why you picked this, but this is your pile, and this is a beautiful card. So I think that's why you picked it. Okay, this is your elemental oracle card, and it's really interesting because I love these cards, and they all are assigned an element, and there's technically 5, but this deck only acknowledges 4, which is fine. And all 4 piles have had a fire component to them, because it is, as appropriately so, it is all about passion, and that's what we're here for. This card, just speaking on this bushfires card, and we've got Fury as the title here. I think you need to get angry. I think you need to speak up. I think you need to get passionate, not from like a physical, like a fire in the loins kind of passion. I think you need to speak up and get angry. Speak your mind, let it out, let that rage go. Now, they also, with the bushfires, there's, you know, of course, that warning of like, we don't want to hurl insults and have anyone run from their lives. That's not the point. There's going to be a fine balance here between not losing your temper and saying things you regret and just letting it all out. And you know what? Maybe you're like, I don't really know if that speaks to me. Like, I don't really need to let anything out. I really don't have anything to fight about. I honestly just like, I was here to find a way to like make love to my partner, not like yell at them. But I'm going to tell you, the theme of all these readings has been, what do you need to do? Like, what's lacking in you? What's your lack that is affecting the passion piece? And there's something to do here with expression. And you know what? Maybe it's not directed at your partner. Maybe you've got other issues in your life. Maybe you have a friend that you need to like have it out with or cut out of your life. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's a pet. I'm just kidding. But like, maybe there's something where you need to like truly express yourself and quite frankly, like let a little bit of your fury out. And I think that is going to like send these walls just crumbling. Like, so much is going to open up in you that I think is going to affect your relationship in a big, big way. And if it's not your partner, like I can picture in myself or with friends, whenever I'm in a relationship, which isn't very often, but, when my friends are, like, your partner knows when there's other things that are irritating you, and like, well, of course they know, but let's say you like never stop talking about it, but you never actually do anything about it. I'm sure that becomes irritating, and I'm sure for your partner, they're just like, oh my God, just do something about it. Like, you've been talking about it forever. Like, if they make you so angry, speak up about it, let them know. But after a while, it starts to eat away at you, and it also becomes a very tiring topic. So this is twofold. Either it's eating away at you, and you need to actually do something about it so you can like get back to this other piece of your life and your relationship and your person, or you can just stop talking about it, and it will, then the passion will just magically come back into your world. And who knows, like I don't know if that was funny, but to me that was funny. But maybe you're just irritating at this point. I don't know, but there's something about like you need to get angry and you really need to express yourself in this way, but you need to watch your temper. So, okay. I feel like this always happens on the fourth pile. I get kind of like a little loopy or like batty, and I can hear myself. I think I'm funny right now. It always happens on the fourth pile. I'm probably not. Anyway, I always think I'm funny on the fourth pile. So sorry about it. Okay. I was going to pull another card, but I want to do some tarot, and then I'm going to go to the Oracle. I want to see your guys' dynamic right now. Actually, no, I want to see you right now, because I want to determine if this energy that you need to let out, I'm really being serious now. I want to see if it is directed at your partner, or if it's directed at someone else or some other part of your life that you really do need to get angry about. But I really do think there's something you need to get angry about. And this is going to it's going to be like breaking a dam. Like, so much amazing goodness is going to come of this. There's going to be so much emotion. There's going to be like this, just kind of like very much aha moment that is absolutely going to ignite passion for you and your partner. It's going to be instantaneous. So I want to see you, because I want to try to figure out what this piece is. Innocence of Pentacles. I'm going to call this the Page of Pentacles. Earth Mother. This has to be, 3. This is the Empress, excuse me. Love that card. And the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so definitely some stuff about home, work. Okay. So the Earth Mother, the Empress card, to me, this is such a card. This is actually truly my favorite card in the deck. It is a card of so much beauty and abundance, fertility. There's a huge sensuality piece to this card. There's this Venus energy to this card. It is like the ultimate, like if one card had to represent like sex and beauty and just sheer dead sexiness, it would be the Empress, which this deck calls the Earth Mother. But it can also be more of like, it can be that fertility piece. It can be that Mother Earth, or that very nurturing, because it has that ultimate femininity associated with it. So if we take the sex piece out of it, it is a card of like, of mothering, of nurturing, of like deep feminine energy. The Innocence of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, this is like that yearning to learn and, I don't know, succeed, and just an eager beaver of a card, from a like mind wanting to accomplish things standpoint. And then we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is, to me, this is a card of like hard work, kind of the fruits of your labor paying off. So I would say, okay, I could get a mother vibe off this. I could say, for whatever reason, well, probably because I see the word mother in front of me, there might be a fight that you need to pick with your mother. There might be something to do with your mother, or the like kind of motherly figure in your parental figure in your life. This could have to do with a mother, or this could have to do with like, you have worked very hard at something and you're not being seen, you're not being recognized, and it is pissing you off. You are not getting what's yours. Someone is not seeing you. Someone is not respecting you. Someone is not giving you the acknowledgement you need. So if I were to look at this another level, I could say this is your partner. Maybe you do have a kid and you're breaking your back to take care of this kid, and you're not being seen, or you're not getting the help you need, and it is pissing you off. This could be a piece of this. Maybe you are working so hard to keep like your home life in balance, to keep everything working. You're doing everything and you just want to scream because you feel like there's some kind of imbalance here. I'm not sure, but if one of those dynamics, there were a few that I gave kind of vague, one of those needs to be addressed. And I do think there's going to be a bit of like a waterfall effect here. It's not going to be like a 5-minute conversation you have with someone, but it is going to be a way that you start a conversation. And I do think you're going to be able to get some anger out. And this is actually very positive, because I don't think, like, I'm not trying to have you go through 10 years of therapy in one fight. This is someone that you have communication with, someone that you already know very well. If it's your mother, I don't think it's like your mother that you haven't talked to in 20 years and you need to call them and tell them how angry you are. I mean, that's extreme, and sure, maybe it has something to do with that, but I get this more of like, you need to be heard and there's an opportunity for you to be heard. Not so much like you need to start this major gut-wrenching journey of like a therapeutic session. I just think there is an opportunity for you to speak up to someone that you love and care about, and loves and cares about you in return. Like, this is a safe exchange, but you are really going to get to speak up and speak your mind, because I think this is holding you back. And if it is your partner and you're not being seen or appreciated for all the work you're putting into something around the house, which is a very likely outcome here, then you need to just get angry. Again, within reason. You're not going to like hurl insults. You're not going to say anything you regret. You're not going to like push them away by any means. You're doing this so that you can ignite passion. You want this to end in a very good way. This is to make you guys closer, not to, start like World War III between you guys. That's not the point. So bear that in mind. Okay, but I'm seeing a pretty clear picture here. If you are too, even if you aren't, stick around, please. But let's see where this goes. So I want to see, okay, I want to see your dynamic right now. Like, what's your relationship look right now? And it's going to help me figure out a little bit more about like how we can kind of like channel your energies here to figure out where to go to kind of start this off. But okay, that didn't make any sense. All right, the Hangman, Ten of Swords, and the Tower. Okay, this is a hell of a pull right here, let me tell you. So what did we even ask? Because now I want to ask something different to make this like, okay, I'm going to say this. We're here, and I think I said this to another pal. This is not a reading on like, are you guys going to make it? Are you ever going to want to be passionate with this person again? That's not this reading. This reading is how to reignite passion. So I'm conducting this reading under the premise that like, you guys are going to work. This dynamic you have, it's strong, it's amazing. You just need to inject a little more passion. You will, and that's it. So there's really not a bad dynamic here. I'm not gonna, if I read this literally for like, is this relationship gonna last? It might look a little daunting, but that's not the question, and that's not where this reading is going. So I'm gonna say right now, I think things are pretty sticky with you. And I do think, in other words, I think your relationship, this lack of passion, it might be stemming from like an anger, from an anxiety, from a true kind of a resentment, from things that aren't pretty, from things that do, quite frankly, make relationships ultimately go south, or things that do deteriorate dynamics. You're not going to get there. That's not what this is. But I do think you need to acknowledge that whatever's happening right now really does need to stop. There is something in you that is not being expressed, and it is affecting your relationship. So whether the expression isn't being expressed towards your partner, or it's not being expressed towards someone else, a friend or a family member, whatever, it is affecting your dynamic. And I do think this has to stop. So I'm going to take that with the Tower 100%. You know it, your partner knows it. This is, you guys are going to have to, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something, and it is going to dramatically shift and change things in a very, very good way. I think you guys have been kind of almost in this like holding pattern. You've been almost waiting for something to happen. I think that you guys have been kind of like, you both almost feel like you're taking one for the team by like not fighting or not talking about it or not pushing the other, or maybe you're getting like passive aggressive, but you're not actually having the conversations or the interactions that are like going to elevate anything. Things have just been in this weird, and I think passive aggressive is something you could, dynamic you could put on your relationship right now. But I think if you do this, if you just get angry and you express yourself to whomever this receiving person needs to be, it's like this tremendous weight's going to be lifted. And this Ten of Swords feelings, this feeling that you are like drowning, that your thoughts are eating you alive, like you just feel so consumed. This is such and I think you're angry, which is why you do have to be careful not to go overboard for whatever this dynamic is. I do think it will change. And if this is a conversation about you not being underappreciated, or maybe you're just so tired, you're so busy at home, you're doing so much, you're playing the role of like 10 people around the house. Like, I'm not sure, but I really do think that it really will change once you speak up about it, and once someone sees how serious you are about like this is taking place. And yeah, so all right, I want to turn a card over to just kind of help see you right now and see another picture for what you're feeling. Liberty. What the hell does liberty mean? Okay. I'm gonna reach here because I don't always have time to read, every page of every booklet about every card deck, but I do try to get a feeling off of it. And I will say, this to me, this is going to be you once you let go of this feeling, once you release this anger, once you broach this topic, you really are going to be able to fly, sing, just change yourself. But there is this sense of like, you are in this kind of stagnant holding pattern right now, and it will feel so freeing and so magical, and so peaceful. There will be this sense of calm and peace that just washes over you, and that will absolutely reignite the passion. But I do think things are, I don't know, like just gray and blue for you right now. And we really want to get you back to a better place. And yeah, I was gonna say, in this card, there is a piece of this, like, and it is because there's a little dove in a cage. Like, I do feel like you're caring for something. You have a responsibility. You're looking after someone. You do have this piece where you're being relied on. And so you can't jump ship. You're doing what you're doing probably out of love. Whatever this emotion is that needs to be like expressed, it comes from a place of love, and you've found yourself where you are now, I think, because of love and devotion, and to whomever this could be. This could be a friend, it could be a mother, it could be a child, it could be your partner. But it's just become too much, and you really do need to kind of let this out, if that makes any sense. Because my pile 4 is always kind of get, like I said, a little out there, but I really, really hope, I hope this is speaking to you. And it won't be easy, because this is something, it's hard to start. It's hard to get to a point. It's hard to let your anger out with grace. You're going to have to do it with grace. You're going to have to be careful, but you are going to have to do it. It's like you're going to have to pick a night, and you're just going to have to be like, that's it, or a day, or a dinner, and you're going to have to express yourself, or a phone call, whatever it is. But you can do this. And I'm just going to have Spirit like flat out how to reignite the passion. So how will you get this passion back? What does this look like? How do you do this? And it might have something to do with expression. Okay, the universe, which is the world. 2 of Swords. 6 of Cups. Okay. Sometimes things make a lot of sense. I really think you have to figure out, and this seems so easy and so generic, but I really am getting this message here. So hear me out. There's something you want. And like I said, you're doing this out of love. You're doing it. There's a devotion, there's a calling, there's a pull for you. Like there's a reason you're doing this. It's not for nothing. You have to remember why you're doing this, figure out what you want, and devote to that. But take a slightly different course in doing that. But I think this is a card of choice. This is a card of, you've been thinking about this. I think there's something you have to do, because with this anger, you're probably going to be like, it can't be like this anymore. It's got to be like this. We have to stop this. I can't do this anymore. There's going to be like this thing that you have to express. You're going to have to get angry, but you're also going to have to express what you do or don't want as a result of this, what you want to see change. There's a piece of this that I can't even begin to speculate on, because that's a whole different topic. And even then, I'm not at all saying that I could get to the root of it, that I could even figure out what that is for you. But I do think that when you broach this topic, when you get angry, when you express yourself, when you light this fire, my dog just came running into the room. You are going to have to be ready to say what you want and really speak up on it. And maybe even put a sacrifice on the table. Someone's going to have to sacrifice something. Something's going to have to give. But I do, and this is kind of my hopeful piece here, the Six of Cups. Think about obviously what you want. I've said that, but think about what's really going to make you happy here. What do you want out of this? What's the ultimate end game, the goal? And how does it serve everyone? And just, yeah, because the world to me is this card of things coming full circle. It's this very much it's this happy piece. It's almost the end of the chapter and the beginning of a new one, or it pretty much is the end of it. But it is also this you've done it, you've accomplished it. And there's this little element of but things are out of your hands. You also don't know what's around the corner, but things are looking pretty good for you. It is a good omen card wrapped up in a little bit of karma. So I don't know if that made any sense, but I want you to go into this with all your tools and all your arguments and all the hopeful outcomes and all the scenarios. I just really want you to fully express yourself, and I don't want you to lose sight of what it is that you want and what it's all for, and how it's gonna benefit and behoove everyone. Because I think this is how you're gonna get your passion back. This is the whole point. This isn't supposed to be me talking about how to have a fight or what your fight would be about. It's just how to get your passion back. And it is through, and I guess part of this is get everything on the table. That's another thing. When you have this one major piece of expression, get all the little bits out there. Throw everything that's been welling up that you've been wanting to talk about, put it all out there. Because I think this is going to be a huge piece in you feeling freed. You're going to feel so free once this is done. You're going to fly. All these problems are going to go out the window, and you're just going to I don't know, just bone down after this or something. It's going to be very, very cathartic and existential or something. Okay. These are just going to be some cards about helping you. Input from Spirit. But this is a little bit of input from Spirit. And what is this? These cards are funny. It's a new deck, but I like them. Use your hands. What does use your hands mean? Okay, I'm going to say this. This to me is a card of when you're doing this, show love. If your partner needs to be held during this, if it's your mom and she wants a hug during this, calm down, stop, and use other things. Use your other senses to kind of navigate if this gets out of control. And stop and touch someone during this. Give the hug, give the reassurance. I think there's a part of this, don't be so removed that you're just getting angry and you can't even go near this person. Really keep it in balance, keep it in sync, and just be there to hands-on help this person or comfort or show them that you're really in for this, and you're caring and you're a big piece of it. Hope that helps. I'm still learning this deck. Okay, we have a quote from Spirit. These are always fun, so let's see what she has to say. Change tracks. Okay, what does change tracks mean? I try not to give more than 10 seconds to these cards because they are so out there, but they always mean something. I don't know what change tracks mean. I really don't. Change direction. I don't know. And I'm confident enough to say I don't know what change tracks means, but it's here for a reason. So think on this, okay? If it inspires you at all. think about change tracks and how this can apply to you. And I don't know, maybe it's just a different way of thinking, a different way of approaching something. Maybe you live by train tracks and you, I don't know, take a left instead of a right one day and see what inspires you. I don't know, but something about change tracks. So there we go. Can't even speculate. Sorry. And finally we have, and all these cards have been the blue chakra. This is so funny. Cleanse. So I feel like this is kind of like almost I don't know, it's somewhere between like throat, third eye, or crown chakra. And with cleanse, I do think this is an out with the old, in with the new vibe. There is very much like you are going to send out this message, this energy, and you are going to get all new cleaning energy back. I really do. Like, you are going to free any built up negativity or like pent up emotion. You're going to send it out there and you're going to get like clean back, just like with a, you know, like a bushfire or a fire. Like, everything gets kind of scorched and burnt, and then it's like, it is new life after that. It's new growth. It's pure like fecundity after that. It is like a richness, and everything is like crisp and beautiful and new. And I really think this is going to be a very, very exciting new phase for you. And we've got just a lot of blue energy over here. Like, there's a calm, cleansing kind of effect. Your card is blue. There's something about like, just, I don't know, like blue. It's a mood. It's water, it's emotions, it's kind of movement, it's freedom, it's confidence. There's a lot here. So, I mean, I've definitely gone off the tracks a little bit in this reading, and I've pushed it in some directions that maybe felt a little forced at times. But I will say that I hold tight to this original message given with the tarot cards. And although these other cards are fun and I love it, and I hope it speaks to you in like a full reading, absolutely. But I really hope you got something out of the message, the core of the message. So let me know. Would love to hear it more than anything. It makes me so happy. But hope it speaks to you, hope it helps, and hope to hear from you again. Like, comment, subscribe, please. Thank you so much. All right, saying goodbye.